guys, how's it going? So it's currently 31 degrees Celsius. Now that is, for Manchester anyway, that is like an all-time high. That is ridiculous. I can't remember the last time it's been in the 30s in good old Manchester. So currently everyone's boiling, including me. I don't know, do you think that's hot? Maybe just post in the comments what temperature it is right now where you are, something, just so you can get an idea of how hot it is everywhere else, because it's absolutely boiling. But anyway, what we're going to do is comparison between this Yamaha R125 and the KTM RC125, because that is the video that everyone's been asking for. So the way I want to do it, to be honest, I'm probably just going to talk about the differences and stuff, but I'll just do it in the same way I did the review of the KTM. So I'll cover those 5 categories: the physical presence, the features, the handling, the engine, and then the comfort. So right, let's just get started. So physical presence, you'll notice in the KTM RC125 review video I said this. In terms of the physical appearance, this is like just one of the best looking 125s I've seen. So the reason I said there wasn't, literally just before I recorded that bit, I was just thinking about it, and the reason I said this is one of the best looking 125s out there is because I've always thought the Yamaha R125 is like the best looking 125 you can get. Even before I started riding, this was the bike that I wanted to get, just because it looks so good. It looked like an R6. So here's a few pictures, and to compare. I mean, they're both really good looking bikes. The KTM, I absolutely love that naked sort of style where you can see all the chassis in bright orange and stuff like that. That's one of the reasons I picked that. But yeah, the R125 is just, oh man, it just looks so good. When you catch from the right angle as well, it looks so good. So presence, we're also talking about sound as well. What's that going in? So yeah, this Scorpion exhaust, as you'll see in the first video that I did on this, the exhaust is so much better. It's like louder, it pops and like crackles, whereas the Acura exhaust on the RC125 don't really do that. But I don't know if that's because I keep getting stuff in my eye. I don't know if that's because I didn't take the baffle off, because I didn't get time to take the baffle off before I lost the bike. So I don't know if it's because of that, but the exhaust on this sounds like so good, pops and crackles and everything. And it's good for tunnels as well. Right, so moving on to features. So I'll be honest here, the KTM was just, way ahead with features. It was just, I think because it's much newer. This is a 2009 model, obviously, and the KTM was brand new. But it had that massive 150mm rear tyre, which I loved. It had ABS as standard, which was pretty useful. It actually came in handy quite a few times when it was wet and I was riding and I come around a bend or something, and and then I pressed the back brake and I'd feel it because like it would have just slipped otherwise. So not having ABS can be quite dangerous sometimes if you're not that experienced. You don't know what you're doing. It can be quite dangerous. So that was a top feature. The dash was really advanced. Had a clock on it. I haven't got a clock on this. It's so annoying. I'm always like, I'm wondering whether I'm getting late or not, and I need to put like one of those little watches on. But yeah, it had a clock, it had all the mileage on it, pretty advanced dash, you know, stuff like tells me when the kickstand's down, just like little stuff like that, little features like that. You know, they're really nice to have. So yeah, the KTM had loads of stuff. I mean, this is, I don't really know in terms of features, if I'm honest. It's got an okay I do like the manual rev counter, or whatever you want to call it, the old-fashioned one. I really like that, but the dash hasn't got the time and stuff like that, and it's only got one mileage thing, it hasn't got MPG and etc, etc. So I'd say the KTM was it's pretty good for features. Moving on to the handling. I think, you know what, I think the KTM was better at handling. I don't know if it's because of that tyre or I don't know if it's because of that big red tyre, but when you went around bends and stuff, it just felt like there was never-ending grip, sort of like you could just keep going. I never really got to the point where it was like, oh, I'm on the edge here, if I lean any further I'm going to fall. It was never even like close to that. And then because of those wide handlebars, it's a bit more comfortable as well, in terms of manoeuvrability and stuff like that. So yeah, the KTM was pretty good in terms of all that. But having said that, this R125 is a more sporty, well, we'll talk about it more just in the next section, but it is a more sporty riding position, and then because of that and the narrow handlebars, you do kind of get a more of an aggressive, you know, sort of, it's more of an aggressive handling type, like you proper go into bends, you come in and out like that, like it feels really nifty and quick, like a proper sports bike. So I do like that about this. The KTM was perhaps more safe, felt a bit more secure. This feels like, you know, in and out of traffic, kind of a nifty little machine. So it depends what you like. Yeah, it depends what your personal preference is. So they're both pretty good though. None of them are really terrible at handling or anything. They're both supersport 125s. So yeah, they're both really good. What are we on? Engine or comfort? I can't remember. I think comfort is up next. So yeah, the KTM, as I just said, had wide handlebars, which meant it was quite good for in terms of comfort. That like you didn't feel like you're leaning over that much. It felt quite comfortable in that sense. But for some reason, I don't know why, and I spoke to a few other people and they've said the same thing, but the seat on the KTM was just, it was so hard. I don't know why, the stock seat. I heard you could get another ergonomic seat, which apparently is supposed to be softer, and someone was saying, one of my subscribers was saying that seemed to be quite comfortable for long journeys and stuff, but I just found the stock seat on a standard commute or something, I don't know, 40 minutes of riding, it's alright, but more than like an hour and a half, you started to really feel it. It was a bit uncomfortable, I don't know why. But in terms of like the riding position, it was really nice. Like you weren't leant over that much. It was quite good because the wide handlebars. And then on this, the R125, you're in a more sporty position. You're leant over more, and the handlebars are narrower, so there's a bit more weight on the wrists and stuff when you're braking. So I did feel that at first. You sort of learn to kind of manage it and use your knees to, you know, against the tank to hold your weight, but there is more pressure on your wrists. However, the seat is so comfortable on this. I could sit on the seat for days, like it's so nice. yeah, the seat is really comfortable on this. I really like it, but the riding position is a bit more harsh, so it depends what you're into really. And the KTM, you could probably get a different seat, as I've heard, so it'd probably be alright then. But on this, you can't really change. Well, you might be able to change the riding position, but not easily. So yeah, that to consider. And then finally, the engine. Both really smooth, really good engines, to be honest. You know, KTM, super smooth gearing, no problems at all. And same with this really, both top engines. The only thing I was saying when I first got this, what I noticed was this has got more top end pull, or you know, more power at the top end as well. It keeps pulling, whereas the KTM really kind of faltered off after about 45 miles an hour. It was pretty quick off the line, the KTM, I remember, but you know, when you got to the top end, it would just I don't know, it just was not good. Like, look, we're at 40 now, so you know, if I 45, 50, 55, see, we're only in 5th gear then. 60. Get a bit of aerodynamics going on. 65. So this just keeps going, you know, no problem. I wasn't even tucking in or anything then as well. But the KTM would really kind of struggle after about 45. It'd just go up like 1 digit at a time, really slowly. So yeah, I don't know though if that's because the KTM engine wasn't properly ran in. I only had 800 miles on it or something. So obviously braking is like 600, but I don't know if a true braking is like 2,000, people saying stuff like that. So it could be because of that, but I have heard the same thing from other people as well, that top end, it kind of isn't that good. But in terms of how the engine runs and stuff, they're both really smooth and stuff. The thing I do like about this actually even more is when you're in a high gear and you're going quite slowly, this is like completely fine. Like, look, I'm at 4,000 RPM, it's fine. If I shift up now, I'm at like 3,500 RPM, but it's fine. It's not like chugging or anything. But the KTM, when you were in a low RPM in a high gear, you used to do. This you can be in like in 6th at like 2,500 RPM, and it obviously it starts to struggle a bit then, but it's not like catastrophic. It just it's all right. So yeah, really smooth engine on both, and then yeah, that's it really. I mean, they're both Supersport 125, so they're pretty similar in terms of, you know, the performances are going to be massively different because they're 125s at the end of the day. But yeah, they are different in the styling, the brand. Yamaha, you're getting reliability, you know, this starts every time, no problems, super smooth engine, smooth gearing, good top end performance. And then KTM, you had that aggressive look to it in terms of the design. You had all the extra features on it, all the bells and whistles. know, both top bikes. I know people have asked me, I can't pick one over the other. They were both so good to ride. I can't, you know, I honestly can't say I prefer one over the other. I would just have both if it was up to me. So yeah, that's it really. Sorry it was a bit of a long video, but that's just my views on the two. And yeah, thanks for watching. Anything else you want to see, pop it in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.
This is Land on side.